Good morning, YouTube. Lofty's here. How about this? Horrible day. Been raining all morning. Been trying my hardest to get out. Anyway, I'm taking a chance. It's mizzle drizzle, spitting away. Lofty's here. New bike. It's not strictly brand new, but it's brand new to the market. This came out last year, 2025, and it's just arrived at Damrolls. It's a 2026 model, CUVe. Now, this is probably the first affordable electric scooter of a 125 equivalent. Anyway, if you're interested in the little Honda, the CUVe, you stick around. Well, good morning, YouTube. Just put my gloves on. Here we are. We're at Damrolls again. I've actually got something new to ride. What do you think of this? The CUVe. 125 equivalent. Electric. Affordable. Let's see what it's like. Okay, so it's very quiet. Put the visor down. It's very quiet. We're in eco mode. I think I'm going to have to change that to something a little bit sportier. Okay, so that feels a little bit sprightly. We've got eco mode, which is the green dash, standard or sport. So we're in sport, and straight away up to 30 mile an hour, no problem at all. Typical scooter, rear brake on the left, front brake on the right. Here we go. It don't feel too bad. Little dinky jobby. Now, if you was 17 or over and you've done your CBT, you can actually buy one of these and go to work and back on it every day. And if you're doing about 20 miles each way, which is probably more than most people do, you're away. So, it's brand new. I'm going to take my time around the island because these are new tyres and I don't want to do nothing silly. For somebody 6'5", the seat's not too bad. The handlebars are a little bit close, but it's okay. I'm just going to nip it up the lane and show it you. So it's only got 8 brake horsepower, but it's got the torque of a good old 125 with a bit more actually. So I'm straight up to 40, not bad at all. It's got about a 50 mile an hour top speed. So here we go, let's have a look. So what do you reckon? It's all right, isn't it? Ain't bad, it's typical scooter. I don't know what you expect. The one good thing is you get the wheels off easy if you get a puncture. 110 volt, 125 equivalent. Let's have a close-up. Okay, here we are. So, we've got a little, well, huge dash, huge. Switch here, Econ, Standard Sport, Start, Stop, Reverse button, Standard Honda generic mirrors, non-adjustable brakes, hydraulic front and rear, headlights up and down. We've got the toggle switch and we've got a little on-off button here. We've got a horn button and indicator button. So down here we have push. You push it once, wait for it to come on, leave it a second, turn it round and let the dash. There it is. Massive dash. We've got connectivity. I've connected the phone to it, so you can have music, you can have directions and all the nonsense and everything. So all you do is hold the front brake in. As you hold the front brake in, press the start. Now that's ready. There it is. Forward and backwards. To use the reverse, you push and hold the R button, and as you hold the R button down, you press the down button. That takes you backwards. You can't really get much simpler than that. Here's the horn. Typical Honda pip horn. So what we got on here on this dash, I'm not sure what you can see. It's only done a mile or so, a couple of mile. We've got a range of 45 mile. The current trip Then it is standard sport. Batteries at 96%, blah, blah, blah. It's got all the nonsense on it. What more do you want? There is no screen as such. Let's get the stats. 2026 Honda CUVe. 125 equivalent petrol engine. This is great. It's for the 17-year-olds and above, and it's all electric. Cheap as chips to charge. 110 volt motor. You've got a 72 kilometre or a 45-mile range, ideal for 20 mile to work, 20 mile back, or you can even plug it in and charge while you're at work. 6 kilowatts of peak power, which it works out at 8 brake horsepower. It's got 2 batteries under the seat. They're both removable. That can be swapped out. It's got a top speed of 80 kilometres an hour, which is 50 mile an hour maximum speed. Absolutely fabulous. Fairly low seat height at 760 mil, 120 kilograms wet. On the front, we got a 26 mil telescopic fork with a 190 millimeter disc and a single pot caliper. 190/12 Dunlop scooter tyres. Nothing special, there you go. Round the back, single monoshock with a 190 mil disc, single pot caliper, 110/90/12 tyres. Superb. Centre stand. How good's that? Huge TFT screen, LEDs all the way round, 26 quid a year road tax, not bad at all. Honda connectivity through the app. You can, like I said, you can have music, you can have maps, whatever. It's very, very good. So, what's it going to cost you? £3,800. Now, before you start saying, it's £3,800 with a contribution of £500. This bike on the road, £3,300 on the road, nothing else. Now, if you put down 500 quid as a deposit, you can get it for £65 a month. So there you go, borrow 500 quid off the mum and dad, pay you 65 quid a month, which is nothing, is it? 16 quid a week. How about that? You've got something to go to work on. You can even charge it up at work. How good is that? Anyway, I think it's time we went for a raz. Loft is wet. It's getting very wet. Every time I take me helmet off, it rains. Every time I put it on, it mizzle drizzles. So I'm going to put it on so as it mizzle drizzles. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'll just show you the batteries. I'll click the seat. There you go. 2 batteries, dead simple. You lift up the lever, pull them out. Okay, YouTube, we're back. So the one thing that happens is when you do stop, switch the engine off, goes back into standard when you restart it. So we're in standard now. So all we do is a simple push of the button once. We go into sport. So a bit more zip in sport. Well, considerably more zip. Let's get the old visor down. So here we go. Up to about 35. It's a brand new bike. So removable batteries, you say. What's all that about, Lofty? Well, when you're over in Malaysia, Taiwan, Thailand, I believe these bikes are made somewhere in that area. They've got, you've seen these impost things at home where you go up and you put your barcode in and you take out what's been delivered. Well, over in Thailand and Taiwan, Malaysia, they've actually got a similar sort of thing. It's full of batteries. So you turn up, you put your pin in and it charges you and you just swap the batteries. So instead of having to worry about going home and charging the batteries up, what you do is get a fresh one. It might not necessarily be a Honda one, because about 6 or 7 years back, a lot of these major manufacturers all joined in together to produce a common battery, if you like. So you get there, it could be a Kawasaki battery, it could be a Suzuki battery, or any of the Chinese batteries, but they're all the same. I think it's an absolute fantastic idea. But if all you're doing is commuting, about 10 or 15 miles to work, you ain't got to worry, charge it at home. Or, as I said when I was doing the walk round, you could actually charge it at work and you don't even have to pay at all. Just plug it in with a 3-pin plug. By the time you've finished your shift, it's fully charged. You ride it home, ride it back to work and charge it again. It's a bit cheeky, I know, but it's good, isn't it? Anyway, it's just turned 12 o'clock and it is still mizzle drizzling. I just don't know what about this weather. It is been atrocious. I know it's not just us in Cornwall. I know the entire country is suffering from deluge. Strange, isn't it? No noise. As an overall experience, riding an electric motorcycle or scooter, it doesn't really set the old heart pumping. You know, there's no throb, vibration, anything. But I suppose if all you want's a commuter, something to go to work on, it's going to cost you 65 quid a month. You can't really complain, can you? If you look on the Honda website, they've actually got this with 2 grown-ups on it. You can put a pilly on, and because it's got some torque, it'll still pull up to 40 mile an hour odd with a pillion on. Now, this is a fairly steep hill, and I'm flat out at 35, so I don't know what to say about the torque, whether it's as good as a petrol or not. It's, on paper, it's supposed to be better. Anyway, I better slow down. We're in a 30. Don't want to get nicked for speeding on a CUVe. I know electric motorcycles aren't for everyone. I know that. I'm not being silly. From a cost point of view, a railway ticket, a bus ticket, they're absolutely extortionate. You can get some half-decent, you know, cheap kit, Oxford products, Risha, anything. Voice, they're all good. And go to work and back on an electric bike for free. You know, 30 quid odd a year for the tax. I don't know, I think it's a no-brainer, mate. Absolute no-brainer. I've only got little wheels, but I'm used to scooters. I don't find it a problem. But in this 20 mile an hour zone, what we're doing, 22 indicated, we're just nibbling round, nice and steady. Coming to a bit of an hill, just squeeze it a bit more. The things we do to test ride motorbikes, they're impossible to get your hands on at the moment. Nothing's coming through. Everything seems a bit slow at the moment. The Hondas, the Suzukis, the Kawasaki's, none of them are really coming through. There's not many demo bikes available. So I thought you might enjoy this. A little scooter. Yeah, the rules, they're trying to get them all changed. So if you're 17 or over, you can ride a 125 equivalent, whether it's a petrol or it's an electric, and get you to work. At 19, I believe you can take your little licence, your preliminary licence, because you've already done your CBT, of course. You wouldn't be able to ride this without a CBT. And you can hold that for a couple of years before you do your direct access. So, whether you're going to college or work, you know, for the first couple of 3 years, £65 a month. And I believe the PCP is up to 4,000 a year. As it happens, doing 10 or 15 miles to college and back or work and back, I don't think you do 4,000 miles. There's not much can go wrong with them. You don't have to worry about a chain rusting and rotting. There's very, very little in the way of servicing. It's just making sure your brakes are clean, your calipers are clean and everything's okay. That's easy enough, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very much. We're going to have a bit of, we're in the 50. I can't do 50 though. It's at maximum speed 50 and it's got me on it. So we're going to go across the top here towards Travesco. We'll see if we can hit the magic 60. Right. Nice and steady. There we go. Let's give it full bat. We're back in standard mode somehow. I don't know how, whether I've... Oh, you can on the fly. I must have knocked it into standard. So it's sport mode, 30 odd mile, 35 mile, 40, 43, 45. I don't want to get too quick because it's got new tyres on it, and I broke my ankle last year, as you know, and I don't want to be doing nothing silly again. So we're doing a nice 45 along here. To be fair, how fast do you want to go in the wet? I'm getting no turbulence. I'm just getting a bit of wind blast, so we'll just ease off, bit of breakage, nurse it round. There we go. The one thing with electric motors is that the power does come in quite easily, quite quickly. It's instant torque. Of course, if you ride it in sport all the time, I should imagine you'll give the batteries a bit of a kick in. We're already down to 79%. And I haven't come that far, have I? But I should imagine if you're on the flat in a town, going to work or college, it wouldn't really be a problem, would it? So we're down to 37-mile range. Low speed riding, absolute doddle. So here we go. So we're going into a 20. I'm going to knock it into eco. So the dash has gone green. Now in eco, you don't get anywhere near as much power, but we don't really need it, do we? Because we're in a town centre. It's got quite a good roll on down the hill. I don't think there's any recharge or anything like that. Yeah, to be fair, I think 25 mile an hour or 20 mile an hour is about its maximum in eco mode. It don't matter how far you pull back that throttle, you ain't going to go no faster. It's very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we're approaching a national sport mode. We give the brakes a bit of a look in. I don't know whether it's got any form of ABS or anything. I think bikes have to have it, don't they? But I don't think there's any traction control as such, but not that you'd need it. So here we go. We're just approaching the commercial site. We're all clear behind. I'm just going to jab the front brake on. They're quite green, they're quite fresh, they're quite new, but it's okay. Shoot it back up to about 30. We're all clear behind. 35. Rear brake. Yeah, the back wheel did lock. So if there is ABS, it's very, very, very crude on the rear. There was no pulsing, it just locked. So here we go. All clear. Front and back. Do you know, that's more than adequate for this type of bike. If you're going to be travelling at sub 50 mile an hour speeds, I don't think you'd want any more powerful brakes than that. They're easy, they're fairly sensitive to touch. There's no grab or anything, they just come on. So we're going downhill, we're up to 45 easy. So it just goes to show, body mass makes a difference to the power. I'm going to take it easy through the chicane because, like I say, it's very fresh, this bike is. Oh, by the way, you don't have to worry about running them in. None of that nonsense. 3,000 miles for the first, what is it, 3,000 revs for the first so many miles, 4,000. None of that nonsense. Buy it, get it as much thrash as you want. Hey, there's something to be said for that, you know. I've got to say alone, just as a commuter, not having to mess about with a chain, especially if you're riding in the winter. You know, keeping your chain, kids don't keep chains in good order. I don't care what you say. You have to take it home and say, Dad, have a look at me chain. Dead simple. Anyway, uphill. I've wound it open full. So 37, 38 mile an hour. It's, you know, the tyres for such small wheels are holding a good line. 44. We're still climbing. I'm absolutely on the stop. So you ain't got to really worry about holding traffic up. If I'm 16.5 stone and 6'5", as you know, I'm a big chap. And this is doing 40. And it's a good hill, this is. It's a lot steeper than it looks. We'll just drop below the 40 now. When you get down to 35, I would start to feel vulnerable, but it's holding 38. I'm not going to take it down the dual carriageway. I don't think there's any point. I don't think anybody in their right mind would want to be on a 125 capacity vehicle or equivalent on a motorway or a dual carriageway. And if you've got L plates on, you're not allowed anyway. So, there you go. So anyway, have you enjoyed this bit of a video, Lofty riding a little scooter? It's got a massive rack on the back. You can put a top box on. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, click on that little like, subscribe, just ring that little bell. Everything goes to help the channel, all the likes, all the subscribes, all the comments. So if you are 17, 18, 19 and you're looking for a commuter and you can't get a test ride, all I can say is, if you was a normal sized person, about 5'7", and you weighed about 11 stone, I think this is a viable option. I really do think this is a viable option. So there we go. Like I say, I'm not going down the dual carriageway. There's absolutely no point. Take a left here, back to Damrolls. The big electric's supposed to be coming, the one that was at the show. So when I get my hands on that, I'll review that for you. But for me, I think the future in electric vehicles is these little tiddlers. Starter bikes, commuters, whether it's, like I said, to college or to work, this is about where it's at. Anyway, I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Here we are back at Damrolls. So, this is the Lofty Biker saying, ta-da for now. Ta-da. So here we are. We've done, what, 8 mile? We've got 66% left on the battery. And the range has dropped from 46 to 31. So using the sport mode has given it a bit of stick. But like I say, most people only do 10, 11 miles to work. Ta-da.